What on earth?
Look at that! So we were expecting a trailer today, but as it turns out, 2 trailers have dropped. There's a Netflix one, which is 2 minutes, which you're going to be watching first, but there is also a BBC one, which is just over 30 seconds. So presumably that one's going to be airing on the telly in the lead up to Christmas. We got a teaser yesterday, which showed various employees bringing a special parcel through Admin HQ, and it ended up containing a Gromit mug for Nick Park. But yeah, here's the trailer. We're getting it up now.
McGraw attempted robbery of the Blue Diamond.
Oh, it's his
If
sentencing.
not for 2 upstanding citizens, you would have succeeded in your
This is so cool. The cinematography and lighting and everything looks really cool.
My favourite pooch. Wait till you see the next thing I'm working on.
The boys are back.
A smart gnome.
Call me Norbot.
Oh, that was a close shave. And speaking of, there's the knitted jumper that we're seeing wearing.
Wallace onesie. He's a household gnome. What could possibly go wrong?
Norbot, recharge time.
Oh my god, what was that? Oh, the glove and the sweat.
What on earth?
That's so cool.
I just don't get it.
Oh my god, the
would we all
were-rabbits.
know to
Wow, look at the
eat
black
it?
eyes. And the car and everything.
Good grief, it's you. Again.
All the callbacks, man.
It's vengeance, most foul.
Title drop. What? There's other ones. There's lots of Norbots. That was amazing, but I want to unsay it now. So many callbacks, and Feathers kind of owned this trailer. So yeah, we'll go through frame by frame. The first frame, you've got Feathers in his jail cell. He's so kind of chilling, yet this confidence. He has an abundance of just character, kind of beaming out of him, despite being so minimalistic, as we've said before. But he's particularly kind of cocky this time round, I think. Here we've got the clip from the reveal trailer, which means it's part of the film. And then we've got him doing pull-ups, which, yeah, because in the original, in the wrong trousers, he was obviously this very intimidating character, despite being a very small stature. And, you know, it was never implied to have any particular like physical strength. He was just kind of all up here, all of his scheming and stuff. So I love that given the time cooped up in jail, he's kind of went about increasing his physical strength as well. So presumably we're going to see that in action. The Blue Diamond has a name. Hang on. This shot here is so cinematic. Like the cinematography in this trailer, presumably the film, is amazing. It's a lovely, like a Christmassy vibe. Just the blue light reflecting onto him. It looks so cool. That is him peeking over the top of the bar and staring at the newspaper article that we kind of looked at before. He's got that pinned up whilst plotting his revenge against Wallace and Gromit, as we kind of all suspected. So I don't know. Will we see flashbacks at all? To the sentencing of Feathers? That would be really cool. But that's what we're hearing here, I think. The voiceover when he was sentenced to prison. You can actually see the poster because we're close enough now. Last night, the Blue Diamond gem was secure in the safe after being handed back to its rightful owners by local hero Wallace of West Wallaby Street. Ooh, that's interesting because, of course, it credits solely Wallace. So to the right of Wallace and Gromit's home in West Wallaby Street, you've got these kind of clear tubes coming out the house, unless it's some kind of like Mandela effect thing. I can't remember seeing these before, so presumably they're a new addition. So we've got the introduction of Wallace and Gromit. This particular shot is reminiscent of, is it Were-Rabbit, where he pats him on the head, but they seem to be getting on fine at this point. Wallace's kind of trench coat thing that we've seen him wear in the Norbot teaser. So luscious garden there, like beautiful sets, like all the grass and everything. as the I can't really remember seeing grass in other Wallace and Gromit films, but it looks amazing here. Then we've got the reveal of Norbot, who, of course, when we very first see him, is kind of more jolly and cutesy kind of thing than you'd expect. So we've got that shot that was shown in the reveal trailer. I imagine this is going to be an example of Wallace being completely oblivious to Gromit's pain, as Norbot's nearly just taking his toes off. But yeah, that was crazy close. Yeah, it's that trope of the Wallace and Gromit films where Gromit kind of inevitably suffers a bit. Right, so that shot of Gromit knitting is perhaps the most faithful shot that I've seen so far. It's a weird thing to say, but the expression of Gromit here, it's like so wrong trousers or any of the films. Yeah, and then it's of course Norbot knitting Wallace's jumper that we see him wear later on. That's kind of a parallel to Were Rabbit as well, because Wallace has that purple jumper that was knitted by Gromit that you see in the kind of opening sequence. And of course you got the kind of wool which was very prominent in A Close Shave. There's the balls of wool in the bottom, so they could be from Wendelines or something, probably. But yeah, the coziness of the house and the atmosphere, just the kind of warm lamp on in the corner. It's so vintage and so true to the aesthetic. Presumably behind Gromit, is that some kind of inventor's award? Then you've got these photos again of Wallace and Gromit out and about on the holidays, and you've got Gromit having barely started, like, actually knitting. So already you can see the kind of reflections of how people are using AI stuff to do stuff quicker, and basically that's it, more cheaply, as opposed to you've got Gromit doing things the old-fashioned way, which takes longer but is inevitably kind of worth it in the long run. From the creators of Chicken Run and A Very Square Garden, considering the garden theme, maybe Norbot has shaped all of these trees. Gromit is not happy. Yeah, one of the highlights of the trailer for me is just seeing Gromit with all these expressions. It just is the character, like back. We've got Feathers actually being put into jail. I'm assuming this is a flashback now, but it could be some kind of escape attempt. You've got his little handcuffs there, and some keys dangling. Could that be an escape route? Lovely shot of the house in a storm, with a gnome outside. I think just a regular gnome. Norbot is being reached. That shot, man. Jesus. You've got some of Gromit's like vinyls. I'll have to check, but isn't that what Fluffles gave him? This seems to be Gromit's room, because we've got the iconic wallpaper. You've got some manner of rocket in the corner, though it's not the orange one, and Norbot being charged, presumably in favour of Gromit's music. But it's this bit that, this bit stands out. What that is straight up horror stuff, man. So as you can see, there is a quick transition from friendly Norbot to this nightmarish thing. It's very reminiscent of, like, I've got this creepy Christmas tree animatronic thing that is due to be brought back out soon, and it has green glowing eyes like that, and it always terrified us. So it's almost like FNAF kind of jittering animatronics and generally uncanniness. Yeah, nightmare fuel. Feathers is then, presumably this is his escape thing. Okay, and he's using Norbot. You can see, it looks to be one of the alligators or crocodiles on a desk, like the ones that ate Paella. And I love that he's using the glove to actually do the keyboard. It's like that one video where the robot completes the auto capture thing. And then this shot of him sweating and wiping his brow, it's literally a direct homage to the wrong trousers. Good, pleasant, unassuming, dull. So this must be the settings of Norbot, I'm assuming, as he's kind of hacking into him. You'd think it would just be from good to evil, but in a very Aardman way. They've got all these ridiculously specific emotions. Mildly annoying, a bit selfish, grumpy, mean-spirited, really nasty, evil. It's just these black eyes. What? I'm surprised they did that. Yeah, that's very just terrifying. It's ghost-like and very horror-esque. Gromit's horrified reaction. Wallace and Gromit's van, which is repainted again. You can see the bits of rust and that on the front still. And it's full of gnomes. And you've got two of the townspeople from Were Rabbit again. Look at that! That's terrifying. That might have to be thumbnail material. Yeah, when we first saw Norbot, people said, oh, he looks terrifying. And I was like, yeah, there's some kind of an uncanny look. But this really it finishes it off. Black soulless eyes, man. It is the FNAF thing. It's what I discussed in that video once. Just the cold, dead eyes. Look at this. It gets darker as well. That's so bad. If Feathers McGraw traumatized a generation of kids, then what on earth is this gnome gonna do? Look at this. And then, so there's many gnomes. This is a blue one, and they all have black eyes. Wallace is attacked with fire. Interesting point, we still haven't seen anything of Macintosh, as in Peter Kay's performance. You get glimpses of the other police officers here, and then you have the horrified reactions of, presumably the customers of Wallace and Norbot. And this is extremely evocative of Were Rabbit once again, where they went round doing the anti-pesto stuff to protect the vegetables, and then ended up kind of creating the thing that destroyed them all. Same thing here, gardens are ruined.
Where's me tools?
Where's me tools? Northernness. And you've got the Wallace and Gromit theme. This is going to be a train chase rematch, right? A few people have mentioned that, and I thought it was too good not to be true. Lancashire border, no, you keep out. Presumably Feathers has the diamond here in the bag. Yeah, it's got to be him escaping on the train. The van looks amazing there. It looks the bluey colour, like Were Rabbit here. I think it's obviously just the same brown colour, but it's very evocative of it. Feathers is driving it. I've just noticed, if you look very closely. Oh, okay, so I'm starting to piece it together now and I don't like it. If Feathers is driving the van, presumably that's when Gromit gets out the sidecar, and we're going to get some kind of chase like that. The glove is off.
It's you.
We've then got Wallace and Gromit are tied up. We get It's You again, a direct callback to the wrong trousers. Is that, who's even driving the van at that point? Okay, it's Feathers still. Wallace being dragged by some kind of a... Is this like a Star Wars reference? What? You've got Gromit pinned down with an umbrella. It's like a Star Wars lightsaber battle. Then he drops the actual title in there.
It's Vengeance, Most Fowl.
And then the submarine emerging from Feathers' enclosure, surrounded by Norbot and many other eyeless gnomes. Which raises the question, did Wallace actually invent Norbot? Or has Feathers kind of stolen the plans and made evil versions? What the hell? It's just so random. One of them is playing the bagpipes and then is just thrusted into the abyss, which is presumably the result of Feathers working out a bit in prison. Yeah, so that was the Netflix trailer, and now this is going to be the BBC one. I've kind of went away and started eating me dinner, so I'm just going to multitask. Okay, Norbot entrance.
Outside the West Wallaby Street house of
Right,
the
seen
evil
this before.
inventor, Mr. Wallace.
Evil?
We have a warrant to search your premises.
There's clearly been a mistake. Come along, Norbot.
Matt and Josh.
We've got work to do. Gromit!
How is that one almost better than the first? It starts with Norbot coming out of his crate, like we've seen before. We've got that mix with the previous trailer. Is it full screen as well? It is, which is mint. It was that weird aspect ratio before, but this is full screen. This is Macintosh. He literally is exactly the same, but with a grey moustache. Preempted this so much. He looks so much older though.
We have a warrant to search your premises.
He sounds exactly the same as well. That's incredible. That is in the background. Isn't that Gromit's raincoat? Oh my god, that's so sad. Yeah, someone pointed this out before, I think. So it looks like Gromit's raincoat from Wrong Trousers, and then an outfit that looks exactly like what Peter Sallis used to wear in their Last of the Summer Wine, which is a cool reference if it is that. Yeah, there's a lot in this trailer despite it being 35 seconds. Really cool. It highlights all the best bits. Oh, look at that reveal. The only thing is, imagine seeing all of this like in a cinema or just for the first time. It's playing I Need a Hero. I didn't even notice that. Norbot doing a hideous little dance. There's so many shots you almost have to slow it down. The glove of Feathers and Norbot with just like razor blades, all these garden tools, which are obviously used for evil. That seemed to be the diamond there. Could that be Macintosh's hand? Gromit looking through some bushes. And then Wallace like seemingly nearly plummeting to his death from the kind of boat fight sequence. And he's wearing pretty much like the wrong trousers attire, which is also like what we're seeing in the pop figure, I think. I've never noticed how you can see Wallace's, for lack of a better word, hideous physique under his string vest. When Wallace kind of cries out, I think it's the one instance you can tell it's Ben Whitehead. Because whenever characters have to kind of scream, it's not something we're used to Wallace doing. Such a cool shot though. It's so cool to see that because Wallace and Gromit, obviously the home of it was on the BBC at Christmas, and it's going to be on the BBC at Christmas. But such a cool trailer. This is going to be a long video now. But yeah, I'm going to continue to eat my pizza while it is still warm, and hopefully I can have this video out soon. So thanks for watching. We're nearing Christmas now, which means the release date. Going to be putting up the Christmas decorations very soon, so we'll have a nice kind of Christmassy backdrop for what is going to be a very packed December, I think, because it's the return of Wallace and Gromit. So yeah, I will see you soon.